Hi, this is Sarah Mel, and this is Module 15, the case study for Truman Elementary School. What do I know about Truman Elementary School? It is in a suburban Midwestern community. It is the largest school in the district with 700 students. 15% of the school's students qualify for free or reduced lunch. 5% speak a primary language other than English. What do I need to know? What type of support do they have in the building? Are there literacy coaches, and how many? Are teachers using anything to help them organize the data? How are they checking student understanding of the indicators for each grade level? Do they utilize PLCs, professional learning communities? These are things I wondered about because it never said anything about any lead teachers or any other type of administrators, just the principal. So I wondered if there was any other administrators in the building that could help or for extra support. What is the problem? Students are doing worse in reading than math on the standardized National Achievement Test scores. Students lose ground from grade to grade. Parents are concerned with student test scores and how their student is gaining reading strategies. The principal is needing to organize the school and district in support of a grant proposal. These are some things that stood out the most. Why are they doing worse in reading? Are they giving math more attention? Is there a math coach but not a reading coach? And why are students losing ground from grade to grade? That would be a huge concern as a principal. Why did it take a parent's concern to bring it up? My plan of action. I would start by working with administrators in the building to analyze the school data. That would be the lead teacher, hopefully a literacy coach. If I don't have any of those at the school, I would utilize SPED teachers and any other type of reading teachers that could give me extra support to first analyze the data and see where we need to go next. And if we're better knowledge on the data, we'll be able to show teachers what the data is looking like and have discussions. If there aren't already, I would create PLCs for both reading and math and make sure teachers understand that reading scores are concerning. I would utilize some type of technology to organize data throughout the year. This could either be talking to the district about Mastery Connect and implementing that, or simply making spreadsheets that could be saved on and shared on Google Drive. The data that would be included in this would be unit tests, class assignments, homework, exit tickets to check for understanding. Become proactive in regards to any grants available to the school. The grant that stood out the most to me would be research-based. I'm wondering how well the school knows how to look at the data and analyze it and what even to use as data throughout the year. So I feel like that'd be an important grant to help teachers be more aware and more research-based. Do weekly walkthroughs and give teachers feedback. I feel like that's really important to know what your teachers are doing. How are they teaching? Are they engaging the students? Or are they just going through the motions? And giving them immediate feedback would help them to know what they need to do better or to know what they're doing well. I'd also create grade level open houses parents could see what their student is learning and be a little more involved. This could also be a time that teachers could discuss with parents things they could do at home to do more strategies to help them become better readers. Use staff development time to look at basal lessons and add grade level indicators with common assessments of some sort. So I know there was a grant for some different curriculum to look at for reading, and I do think that's a good idea, but it might not be something easy to utilize. So I thought, why not just make the basal lessons better and front load lessons if it's not relatable to the kids, or pick the best lessons out of basal to at least start your school with, and then add indicators that go with the stories and fit in well, and create some quick common assessments. They could just be 5-question assessments. They could be exit tickets, something that they could record and have some data on. What is best for students? Curriculum is meaningful and relatable. Front load where necessary. Lessons are engaging and show what students will learn and why. Parents and students feel successes throughout the year. Data is carefully analyzed and discussed so that interventions are set up for struggling students and high flyers are being challenged. Connections are being built and students know that they are valued. And other concerns parents were having is that there were students that were bored. So if they set up more interventions, they'd have certain groups that needed certain indicators retaught to them, and they'd have high flyers that could go on and do more higher level learning. Facts. The students are receiving 1 hour a day of instructional reading, almost always whole group. Skill development is done with basal reading program only. Students are all on the same spelling level, also through the basal. Small group are all on the same level. Whole group is not teaching strategies to become good readers. Where teachers are teaching strategies seem to be random, not actually in the lesson. So what was I thinking? Why is the reading block not consistent? How are they not starting a whole group at a certain time and ending at a certain time? It said sometimes they didn't do whole group. What did that mean? How can small group instruction be all on the same level? This also tells me as a principal I would want to set up some way to determine the students' level so that they're not all on the same level. That's not possible for every student in a classroom to be on the same level. And spelling also shouldn't be on the same level. Students should be taking inventories at the beginning of the year to see how well they can spell already. If you're all on the same level, some students aren't being challenged and it's too easy for them. Other students are not feeling successful because they can't spell those words. So that needs to be leveled as well. Are teachers being held to any type of accountability? Are they being observed? Are they doing any type of data? Is there any type of PLCs where they're discussing what to do next with students to help them all learn? Let's update basal and add indicators where they fit with quick checks to see what students are understanding. So they could still keep the basal. There's lots of good stories in the basal, but they need to add to it. Do some quick checks. Add some reading strategies so they can make sure that teachers are teaching what the students need to learn for each grade level. What is still unresolved? How will the reading supervisor help resolve the issues? Will they be in the building regularly to do observations and make sure teachers are accountable for new implementations? The grant. Can Truman receive a grant that will help them become a more research-based learning building? Reflection for Standard 8. Discussing changes being made to increase reading test scores at PTO meetings. And this could include PLCs that will be used to analyze data and make sure that the interventions are being utilized to reteach strategies where necessary, new strategies to check the understanding of indicators, so parents would be aware of the changes and what's happening at the school, and there would be regular updates during the PTO meetings. Also, grade level open houses would help involve parents so they can see that there is improvement and that their students are engaged in their learning. When they come to an open house, students could show them projects they've been working on for certain reading units and get parents more engaged. This also could be the time teachers remind parents what could be done at home to help students become better readers. My thinking: the data showed that the students' average test scores weren't showing growth. To me, that's the most important thing that needs to happen. And analyzing data and having data to analyze would help with interventions, challenging the high flyers and giving students who needed extra help with certain strategies or indicators would also get that. Parents were concerned with how students were being taught to read. Why aren't they able to sound out words? This would be a concern for me too. What strategies are they being taught? And how could we make sure parents do know what the teachers are doing to help their student be successful? They were also concerned about how spelling was being taught. Students were missing words and then weren't told what they did wrong or retaught anything, just moved on, it sounded like. How did I use my knowledge? Applying for a research-based learning grant for the school is something I would have a committee set up to apply for that. Go through the district and then apply. And to me, the research-based learning grant for this school seemed like the best fit for now. And then maybe when we start to see some improvement, we could start doing some curriculum changes and looking at other programs and see what else we could do to keep on increasing our test scores. Also, the utilization of technology to help organize the data. I would want to try and get some kind of program set up, but I would at least get a shared document spreadsheet where teachers could put in all their data and analyze it together. Organizing PLC times where teachers could discuss data and interventions. So I don't know if Truman had PLCs, didn't say anything about it, but I think it's something that could be included and it'd be really important for analyzing data. Ongoing dialogue would be reading supervisor observations and feedback, principal observations on a weekly basis with feedback, and organizing the school and district to support for the research-based grant. And that is all. Thank you.